Well, hello everyone. And I know we have a little delay, but welcome. This is Vishan Borich from Team Tough, and I'm also known as the Tough Mama. And today we are broadcasting our Team Tough Down and Dirty at 1:30, and that's 1:30 Central Time. So if you're watching this show comes out every Monday at 1:30 Central Time. And we try to share some extreme value for you to help you in your business, be it online business, a business with my own company, or something offline. So today's tips are all about how to create or how to build your best business week ever. So I'm going to be providing a ton of value today to help you to grow any business and to do it in a way so that you plan out a week that's almost like a blitz that you're going to do for a whole week and help to provide extreme value to your customers. So I'm going to give out lots of things today, and I hope you have a notepad and you're going to be taking some notes today, because the things I share, these are unique. It's something I kind of came up with, and I used it a couple times now, actually, the past year, with tremendous success. And I'm all about sharing the success that I have with you and with others, so that you can also experience success. It's no fun if I'm the only one that's having a good time. So I hope that you enjoy what you're about to see, and we're going to go ahead and get started. One more thing, though, one little housekeeping thing. If you are watching the call right now, go ahead and log in below to the chat roll. There's a chat roll there. You have several different ways you can log in, or you can just register with Livefire, and that way you can send a message via the chat roll. The reason this is important is because today, everybody who posts a message and tells me their name, I will reach out to you and I will send you a free gift today just for watching this call or this hangout. So make sure that you say something in the notes below so that you get a free gift that I'm going to be sending out to all those who participated today. So a little bonus for you. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and flip it around, and I'm going to show you some things today that maybe you aren't aware of, maybe you haven't heard of. But one of the, well, before I flip it, I know I'm all over the place today. Before I flip it around, I want to be very specific. Today, I'm really going to focus on the online side and how to basically engineer some things that are going to make you have tremendous success over a week's time, 1 week. Okay. And what I want you to understand, though, for those of you that don't have an online business, or maybe you do, but you just haven't had a lot of success, there are some foundation of knowledge that you need to have in order to even begin to have success or to engineer this week. So one of the things you need to be very aware of is how the process works online. Anytime that you have an online business, you need to have a specific set of ways in which you direct traffic into your business. Okay, if you don't have this process in place, then you're never going to have as much success as maybe somebody else who does. Now, it's not to say that you won't have success. I've seen some crazy things happen in the online world where, some people just have success even though they're completely breaking all the rules of online success. But with that said, you're going to increase your success tenfold by following a basic structure. And I'm going to share that with you today. And then from there, I will show you my screen, and you'll be able to kind of see what I did in order to engineer the best week ever. Okay, so the first thing that you need to understand is that the online process works in what's called a sales funnel. And it doesn't matter if you're selling a product or a service, you need to have what's called a funnel. And I call it a funnel, and a lot of people call it a funnel because it kind of looks like this, like a funnel. So the top part of the funnel is where the majority of your traffic is coming from for any business. And then it slowly kind of narrows down to the bottom, and it spits out, when it gets to the bottom, it spits out into a customer and having an actual customer that's buying products or services from you. And that's the ultimate goal. If you're in business, you got to have people buying things from you. And many people have told me, oh, I don't want to do sales. Well, here's the thing. If you're in business for yourself, or you work in a business, you have to have sales, and you have to get really good at sales in order to be successful. Okay, now there's different ways of selling, and we won't get into that today, but specifically, you have to have this funnel in place. So here are the keys, and I know I'm using my hands today. I use them a lot when I speak, but here's the keys that I want you to think of today. With that funnel, the first thing that every business must have at the very top of that funnel is you must have traffic. And by traffic, I mean eyeballs that are watching you, seeing what you're doing, and coming through your funnel. The more people you have at the top of that funnel, think of, pouring rice through a funnel. The more grains of rice that go through that funnel, the more that's going to come out the bottom. Okay, the more that's going to come out the bottom. So you really need to have as many people in your funnel to start off with. So how do you get those people? How do you attract them? Well, part of this is about some of the things we spoke on other calls, is knowing your target market. You really need to know who you're hitting. You don't want to hit every single person because otherwise you're not going to generate quality traffic. It's always quality. Even though you want a lot in your funnel, you still want quality people that are coming in there. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time, and it's going to take you a lot longer to be successful. So start with your target market, and then think about how you can get them interested in what you're doing. Here's the thing, in the online world, the history of the online world has been everybody wants everything for free. Okay, so don't kid yourself. Everybody online, initially, they want something for free. All right, they are not going to give you their time, their information, their email address, or anything like that until they feel that they've gotten some kind of value, something for free from you and your business. And the more things that you give them, the more value that you provide people, it starts to tip the scales. Okay, so at some point, somebody's going to get so much value from what you're doing that they want to give you money because they feel like, golly, this person's just giving me so much, I want to give them money. But before that point, if you try to, ask them for money, or ask them for the sale, or, ask to be a customer, or ask them to join your team, if you do any of those things before you've provided tremendous value to them, then they get that feeling like you're scamming them, or that you are doing something illegal with your business. And so all their walls go up. And once a customer has thrown their walls up, now they're in control. They are in control of the buy. They're in control of the business. You don't want to be in that point. If you're a business owner and you're watching this right now, you want to maintain control of your business. Now, yes, I know we've all heard the phrase, the customer's always right. Well, yes, the customer is right to a point. And by what I mean by that is, if you let the customers control your business, you are never going to be happy. And if you're not happy, it shows through in your business, and your business can't be successful. So you have to maintain control of your business by providing tremendous value to the people that you most want to attract. You get that? So you want to keep providing value, keep providing value, keep providing value to the people that you most want to attract. If somebody in that group that you most want to attract is disappointed, then you need to make it right. No matter what the situation, you need to work to make it right. If it's somebody that is just a negative person and just likes to cause problems, then you've done what you can in order to be right. Then at that point, you need to just let it go. Okay, you can't try to please everyone. There's a quote, I think it's by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it says, I cannot tell you the formula for success, but I can tell you the formula for failure, and that's trying to please everyone. So you're not going to be successful if you try to please everyone. So back to that sales funnel. So how do you get people, and what actually constitutes them becoming a lead? Well, in the online world, a lead is when you have their email address. And by email address, you want to try to capture their email that they look at the most. You don't want them to use a junk email. Some people set up an email specifically to sign up for junk mail. You want them to give you their best email address, because now you have a contact. You have a way that you can get a hold of them, that you can start reaching out and sharing tremendous value with them. Okay, so that's one of the things that you have to have is an email address. So if you're in business for yourself and you're building this funnel, or maybe you don't have one set up, you need to remember your whole goal at the very beginning as a new person coming into this business is to collect email addresses. Okay, so if you're not collecting email addresses and you're not getting that into your system right now, then that should be your primary focus. Now, some of you have been on other calls. I'm talking about the business structure right now. I'm not talking about your personal focus. We all, as business people, have to continue to improve, do self-improvement type things. That's the most important. But today, I'm just talking about business structure. So structure-wise, you must start collecting emails and you must be driving traffic. Now, there are 99,000 ways, or probably more than that, to drive traffic to your business. In other words, to collect those email addresses. And the ways that I'm going to show you today are a great method to do it relatively quickly with a limited budget. If that's you, you're going to love this, and to do it in a short amount of time, 1 week. So that's what we're going to show you today on this call. So number one, collecting email addresses. The more you have, the better. The second thing that you have to have in your funnel is you have to have a means of contacting those people easily. Okay, we call this, typically in the world of internet business, we call that an autoresponder or an email system, email marketing system. You don't want to just be contacting them with, if you use Outlook or some email program on your computer, you don't want to send out emails through that on a regular basis. Once you get over about 20 emails in your funnel, it looks very poor. It's poorly for your business if you're sending out bulk email from your own personal email client, such as Outlook. Once you start sending out more than 20 at once to a group of people, you might get flagged. Your email address might get banned, which will prevent people from ever seeing your email. So this is something you need to consider if you're looking to grow a big online business. So what I recommend is, as you're building your funnel, that you also set up an autoresponder. And there's a bunch of them out there. And if that's something that you need right now in setting up your business, message me or post in the message box below, and I can send you a link for the one that I use that works best for me. Okay, so now you have an autoresponder. So what does that mean exactly? Well, the autoresponder is a way to automatically send emails out to your list. And you want to, pace them out accordingly so that people are getting to know you and they're receiving valuable information that they find useful to them and or their own businesses. So instead of you working your tail off and shooting out emails for every new person that comes through your funnel, now you have a system that works for you and sends out emails on your behalf. What I've learned in my own practice is that I recommend a minimum of 5 emails that automatically go out, not all at the same time, but are paced out throughout the week for new people that register. And those 5 emails are going to kind of push them further along into the funnel so that, at any point as they watch those or as they look at those 5 emails, they could become a future customer. So, just if you're taking notes, these are just a few things that you need: an autoresponder, some emails that you've created. And in those emails, I'm giving lots of tips today. In those emails, they should be what I call soft sales or soft selling, where you're not hammering them saying, buy from me, I've got this great product, I got this great service. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to get into sales mode in your emails. You want to share. You want to share things with them that are going to help them, give them valuable content, maybe educate them on some things about what your business does. Perhaps give them some free training or a book or something like that that can help to make them better and feel more informed. And as you do that, somewhere on your email, you should have something that allows them to get more information about your business and about your company so that they could buy from you if they make that choice. Now, one of the 5, usually the last one, when I set up my autoresponders, the 5th one, that one is a little more sales oriented. I may at the end say, look, this may be your last email unless, I hear from you and know that, that you're appreciating the value that I'm providing you. And if you like some of the products that I've demonstrated for you, go ahead, click on the link, and from there you can learn how you can purchase some of these products. So that might be a softer way to do it, is to put it at the end of the 5. And then after that, it's up to you how you want to maintain contact. For me, I send out 2, 3, sometimes 5 emails in a week, and sending those to my list and just letting them know what's going on in my world and in the business, and then providing additional value. All right, so that we've got kind of the basic structure for your funnel. Now, the biggest key though is, okay, how do you get those emails? I think we skipped a step in there, didn't we? For those of you that have an online business, number one, how do you get them? And, what do you use to get them? Well, the thing that you use at the beginning of that funnel is something called a capture page. And think of a capture page as a web page that encourages them to enter in their email address before they can go further. And usually the best ones, the ones that seem to work the best, are the ones where you're providing tremendous value, and then you want to provide them even bigger value on the next page. So you might provide them a little bit of value on the page without asking for their email. And then when they click on a button to go to the next page, at that point, you provide them with tremendous value. And so you might provide them with a big video, or you might provide them with a book or an invitation to a live hangout like you're watching here today. And that way people can get to know what you offer in exchange for their email address. So it's just a great way to start capturing those emails, which in turn are going to fill your funnel and help you to make sales much more quickly. All right, are you with me so far? I'm hoping so. Let me just check here and see if we've got any comments from the group so far, see how we're doing. Hopefully everybody I'm not breaking up too badly. Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to get over to it. All right, it's going just a little bit slow here on my end, but let's see. Sometimes technology works great for us, right? I think if you are an online business, I think one of the attributes that every person that has an online business needs to have is the patience of Job. Because as you know, sometimes technology doesn't always cooperate with us just how we'd like. Okay, it looks like it's working. I don't see any comments yet, but maybe they just haven't come through, and that's fine. Okay, so here's what I'm going to share with you, and then like I promised you, I'll be switching my screen around so you can see what I have. But what I'm going to be sharing with you today is this week, how you can engineer your best week ever for your business. It does take a little pre-planning, but it can really help your business explode. So here's what I did, and the last big one that I did was in February. And I know it's been almost a year now, and I've done some others in between, but they haven't been as well planned as the one I did in February. So what I did was I did something called Love Week. Okay, and it was in February, so kind of went with the theme of Valentine's Day is in February. And this was the week leading up to Valentine's Day that I did Love Week. And what it was is I promised to provide a free gift every day of the week leading up to Valentine's Day. The only catch was, number one, the gifts were all emailed. Okay, they were all digital gifts. So in order for somebody to receive that gift, they had to be on my email list. And in order to get on the email list, what I did was I created a capture page. I also I created different social media things. So I posted like photos and things like that. They were all kind of Valentine's related. And each one of those had a link to my capture page. Now, my capture page, I don't have that one anymore, but in just a moment here, I'll show you a capture page that I currently have that's open. And I'm just loading that up again here. So some of the gifts that I gave, and that's what I'm going to show you here in just a minute. Some of the gifts that I gave out were digital books. I also gave out invitations to live hangouts that only people that typically are on my team get to attend. I also gave out some. I gave out a poster. It's like a positive poster, and I'll show you some of those things. And the poster is something you could print out if you wanted to, or you could make it your desktop. But it had all types of tips and quotes and things like that that you could use to help you in your business. I also provided a tool that I'd created. It was an Excel spreadsheet tool that basically was a decision-making matrix, and it helped people to make any big decision that they wanted. And this was something that I found. So I found all kinds of different things that I could give out, or I created things that I could give out to folks. And all of those things were of value. They were valuable things that help people either in their business or in their personal life. And so they were interesting. And because of that, I ended up getting a lot of people that signed up in order to receive these free gifts. So I'm still trying to get, my internet doesn't like me when I'm on a hangout and trying to surf the internet at the same time. Anybody have that problem? All right. All right, it's coming up. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to flip my screen around right now, and then I'm going to show you kind of the pages and the things that I have that are online. All right, hopefully you guys can see my screen right now. Basically, I pulled up on my webpage the Love Week free gifts that I had. I've also added some other free gifts that I've sent out in various emails to my list over the past year. So let me just kind of walk through what I had here and how you could engineer the same thing in order to drive more traffic to you. So the first thing that I had was I invited people to a free training class. And it was a training that was actually hosted by one of my mentors. This was through a guy by the name of Mike Hobbs. Some of you know him. And he was hosting a training on one thing that is keeping you from success. It was a really, really great training. And so I actually sent out an invitation, and I let everybody know. And the way I sent the invitation was I posted on my Facebook. I posted it on all of my different social media sites, such as LinkedIn. I even did a little Pinterest ad with an image. I did Instagram, but basically every social media account that I had, I posted something out there that says, hey, excuse me, saying, I'd like to invite you to this free hosting. And from that, or this free training, and all you got to do is register here, and then you can come and join me on this great free training class on the one thing that is keeping you from success. And in that, I also included some information. I said this whole week, I'm going to be giving out free gifts for everyone that registers with me. And if you want to receive a free gift for Love Week, go ahead and register. There's no strings attached. This is just my way of giving back tremendous value to everybody that signs up on my list or joins me or reaches out to me. And I literally got hundreds of people that registered for this. It was really, really neat. So the first one was a free training, and then everybody that signed up, I also sent them the recording of that. So that was the bonus. And they didn't get the link for the free training until they registered. That's the key. Don't give out anything to them until they register and give you their email address. And I'll show you here real quick. This is an example of a capture page that I have currently. Hopefully you can see this. And when you click on this button here, It says free instant access, and then it asks you, in the case of this one, it asks for your name and email address. And then from there, it takes you to a video. Now, I have a few others. Hopefully, I'll get the other one to load. But I have a few others in which it'll show you a short video first, and then from there, it asks for your email address. So there's lots of different ways you can set this up. Like for the example of the actual training, I just had a page that talked about the training and some of the things they were going to learn. And then once they clicked on that, and looked at that, then it would ask for their email address to register for the class. So, there's a lot of different ways you can set that up. If you aren't sure on how to set up these web pages, one of the things that I can recommend is some different software that I use in order to do that. Obviously, a lot of people who have email autoresponders, there's a method that you can set up pages that way. And just let me know if you need help with this. That's what I'm here for, and that's one of the things I like to provide as value is share with you the tools that are working great for me. Okay, and I don't expect anything in return. It's just something that I like to give out to people because I think the more of us that are successful online, the better the better we are. So just shoot me a message and we'll get that information to you. So if you don't have your own website or you don't know how to do this, you can always hire people to do it for you. One thing that I've used before I had a website is I used Dropbox. And if you're not familiar with Dropbox, it's just like a cloud-based storage system. There's a lot of different ones out there. That's just the one that I chose to use. And if you save a file into Dropbox, like a PDF or even an Excel spreadsheet, you can get the link for that. As long as you save it to the public section of Dropbox, you can get a link to that you can use publicly. So what you could do then is set that link up in your autoresponder, so that when somebody registers, it automatically will send them a link to that file. So isn't that cool? That way they don't have to, they don't have to ask to download it from you. You send them a link, they click on it, it downloads it right off the computer. Okay. Something else that I provided was this free ebook, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how can you afford, to give people free ebooks? Well, here's a little secret for you. There are a lot of books out there that their copyright date has expired and they've never renewed those copyright dates. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is one of them. You can go out to the Napoleon Hill Foundation and you can get the ebook for this free. Most people don't know that, so I just gave you a tip right there. You can do a search for books that are have exceeded their copyright. I think there's a specific name for it. You might look up the words Creative Commons. Creative Commons typically means that something is available for use as long as you reference where you got it and that you have permission to use it. So do a search and you might find some other books that are really, really good, or like I found some posters and things like that that were really, really neat, and PDF tools that people just shared that were open source. Open source is another code word or name for things that you can use free of charge. Oftentimes all that they ask is that you reference them, or you give the person credit, whoever created that tool or that application. So that was one thing that I found. Another thing I found was a free audiobook, and that was The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. These are great books. If you haven't read them, definitely look for those online, or again, shoot me a message and I'll be happy to get you these links. Okay, and you can probably steal this right here, and that's fine. If you're on this call, this is my gift for you right now if you'd like. If you can see my URL up here, it's just free gifts _ Love Week expired, because these were all from my loveweek.html. So if you go to teamtough.com, free gifts _ Love Week expired, you're going to go to this page on my website and you can click on any one of these things and download it so that you have access to it. I do recommend you download it and save it somewhere else rather than referencing people to this page on my website. It'd be much better for you and your business if these are on your own servers. Okay. We also did a free training. This was a call that we held. This was through a company that I belong to, and one of the call was on the Universe Loves Speed, and it was just a great audio call, and it really gave some golden nuggets to help any business to grow really quickly. So I hope this has given you some ideas on things that you could use in order to build your Love Week. This one was really good. I got permission here from T. Harv Eker. He has a version of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. There's a book there. And then this was the poster I was talking about. A splash map is what they called it by this gentleman. I don't even know if I can pronounce his name, but it's a really neat PDF of it's like a mind map of all of the concepts from the Millionaire Mind. And it's a really neat product because you can put it up, like I have it as a screensaver on one of my computers, and it just gives you some really positive tips and things to help you in your business. And then I actually composed a few books myself, and it's not hard to do. For those of you that have never written a book, that may sound like a tremendous project, but really a book can be 3 pages, or you can call it a handout or something like that, or a workbook. And for me, I actually love quotes. So I compiled a book of different quotes. And I believe this one's kind of long too. I think it's like 20 pages, maybe a little less. I don't remember exactly, but I compiled all the quotes and into PowerPoint. If you have PowerPoint on your computer, you can combine them all on PowerPoint, and then you can save that as an Adobe Photoshop PDF document. So now you have an instant book that you can give to people as a value-based product. So this was something I did, just a bunch of quotes. I also did a few worksheets. This is one I did after Love Week. This is a worksheet on 10 steps to creating your vision. For those of you that have a business or are in the process of creating one, having a vision is probably, well, it's the most important part of any business. If you don't know where you're going with your business, if you don't have a vision for what it's going to look like, it'll never materialize. It'll always just go all over the place. So until you have that vision, you're just going to be lost. So that's why I created this worksheet, was give you some steps on how you can create that vision. Right. And then Rhonda held, and if you don't know Rhonda, she's one of my mentors. She's from the Unstoppable Tribe, and she provided this information, and I just compiled it into my own document. And this is finding your tribe and developing your own marketing persona. So if that's something that you're looking to do, if you're looking to build a big team or develop your own marketing, then this is another tool that I provided to help do that. And then finally, I recently wrote a book in October, and this was a little more in depth. I think it was like 25 pages, but it's my own personal story, just to share with the world who I am, what I do, why I do the things I do, and why you might be interested in that. And the name of my book is Never Tell a Samurai to Surrender. I happen to be a martial artist, and so that was very fitting for me. So these are just a sampling of things that you can give away. And like I said, what I did was I sent out an email every day to my list, giving them one of these gifts. I posted on all of my social media sites, inviting people to be a part of Love Week at any point during the process. So they may have not seen those until the end of the process, but I made all of these things available for up to a month after the process. And now you that are privileged enough to be on this call, you actually have access to these. Again, these have been expired for a while, but they're valid products that you could use. And one of the things I did was I did put a time limit on people. I said, register by such and such a date in order to receive the free gifts, or they'll be taken down forever. So it creates a sense of urgency there. And urgency is so important. If you want people to take action, always set a deadline. Okay. And if you set a deadline and then you get in the habit of moving it out a little bit further, after a while, people start to expect that. They expect you to move it out, and then they'll stop reacting to what you send out. So make sure that if you really are wanting people to take action, set a deadline that's relatively quick turnaround and stick to it. Don't bring it back around again, a week or two later and say, oh, we went ahead and extended it, unless it's something really, really special. And then, you might want to do that, or charge for it, afterwards. Say, look, the deadline to get it for free was this date. Now, if you'd like it, this is how much it's going to cost. And you'd be surprised, people will jump on board too once they see it's going to cost them something. So these are just some tips to help you in your business. So I want to go just a little bit deeper while we're still on the call today as to how you can create additional value for your customers. Some of these products that I'm showing you here today, they may not work well with your business. They may not resonate with the audience that you're hitting. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is pick a week, maybe 2, 3, even 4 weeks in the future. And that week is going to be your love week, or whatever you want to call it. And that's the week that you're going to provide all this value. Now, prior to that week, I encourage, those 3 weeks prior or whatever, I encourage you to create your own products. Now, they don't have to be as fancy as you think. It doesn't have to take, away from your existing work to do this. What you can do is, if you've been on training calls, or if you have some specialized knowledge, and everyone does, you may not think you do, but everyone is unique. Whatever your knowledge area is, I want you to take one piece of it and write it up. Write it up, some of the benefits of it, how it works, maybe some tips for somebody. Like, I used to be in the printing business years ago, so I could tell people tips on how to format a graphic design so that it'll print well on a 4-color press. These are things that a lot of people maybe don't know. So if you have specialized knowledge like that, or you've recently learned something that's specialized, type it up and make it as a information document that you can share with the world, and you can give it out, and you can target that to a specific audience. If you're not good at writing, maybe the whole thought of writing stuff down just makes your head hurt, I recommend taking a video. Shoot a video. It doesn't have to be fancy either. Some of the best videos actually are just shot from a camera phone, because they're so informal. People, they resonate with that a little more. They feel like it's real and it's not some mass production that they're just trying to lure you in with. So it's nice sometimes just to use, a simple phone. I've got my little iPhone here. You may have an Android device or whatever. Most all of the smartphones today have the ability to do video, and the sound quality is really good. So go ahead and do that. I will give you another tip, and this is just for video. If you have a smartphone and you're going to shoot a video, sound quality is really important, especially if you're talking about something that's going to bring value to somebody else. You want to make sure they can hear you, and hopefully you can hear me on this Hangout. So one of the things that I learned is, if you plug in your little earbuds or whatever you have, your headset, into this, and like I have a kind of a bigger one, if you plug that in to your phone and you're shooting the video, and then put the speaker on you. I don't even put it on my ears, but if I put the little speaker coming out my jacket or something, then I have better sound, because now the sound is going right into my camera phone, and it's going to have much better sound quality than from the distance of being away from my body and my mouth. So it's just a quick tip there. It's a way to get sound. Some of you who maybe have a more advanced equipment, make sure that you're mic'd up so that you have good quality video. Okay, so video is another great one. Some other things that you can do, and if you're sitting on this Hangout, a Hangout is a great way to attract an audience to you, because you're sharing things with them and you're doing it in a way that's live. If you're not familiar with how to do a Hangout, or you don't even really know how I did this for this Hangout, all you got to do is have a Gmail account. It's through Google, and you can log in a number of ways to get the Hangout. The way that I do it is, I go to my YouTube account, and then I click on the upload button. And let me see if I can actually pull that up here. Maybe I'll see if I have it. Yeah, I'm in my YouTube account right now. Give me a second here. It went right to Google Plus automatically, and I'll show you what I mean, because this might help some of you. But by doing a Hangout, what that does is it allows somebody to see you live, and all Hangouts are recorded. So you can then send those out to people who maybe couldn't make the Hangout. And like I'm doing today, you can show your screen, you can do things like that. I don't think it's going to allow me to show YouTube right now. Oh, here it goes. Never mind. So up here, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner is a little upload button. I'm trying to click on it here. Okay, so once you click upload, it's going to give you all these different videos that you can create. The one you want is the one right here where it says broadcast. On that, it'll kind of walk you through it, but it allows you to broadcast a video or stream a video live so that the world can see it. So that is a wonderful way for you to instantly create video, especially if you've got a webcam. Most laptops these days have that. I think you can even do a Google Hangout from a smartphone or an iPad or tablet device. So there's lots of ways you can do that, and now you've created instant value that you can share with the world. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it back around here. Just a moment here. All right, hopefully you can still see me. So hopefully you've gotten a lot of value of what I've shared with you today. So just to recap for some of you that got on late, the number one thing you need to do in order to engineer your best week ever is to have a funnel in place. And that funnel is going to be driving traffic. So you need to have some traffic drivers, such as the free value content that I walk through. You need to have a way to capture their email addresses. This would be a website that encourages them to click and ask for their email address so that it goes into your email client. Now, your email client, it shouldn't just be, you know, like your Gmail account. It should be something bigger, like an autoresponder, if you want to prevent being blocked. So if for those of you who I mentioned earlier who don't have an autoresponder, shoot me a note and we'll be sure to get you a link so that you can get an autoresponder or explore the ones that I've used. The other thing, once you have that autoresponder, is having your emails. Make sure you've got at least 5 emails that are going to go out during your love week or any week that you're planning on doing this, or 5 days worth at least. And you want to have those emails go out, not all at once. I recommend that you have them stagger out so that they go at least once a day. And then here's one more bonus for you with those emails. I recommend once you have an autoresponder, check and see, because you can see this in an autoresponder, who's opened your emails. And for those people who have not opened the emails, resend it out there, because now you're going to increase the option, you're going to increase the opt-in to whatever it is that you're offering. Some people, they get so many emails in their inbox that they don't ever see your email when it comes through. So a lot of times I will resend an email to the people that didn't open it the first time. Now, don't abuse it. I mean, obviously, you don't want to keep sending them, because, you know, eventually they may see all of them that you sent in one day, and that might, you know, throw up a red flag that you kind of are hitting them with a lot of emails. But I don't see any problem with resending it at least once, possibly twice, you know, after the original send, to make sure that they got it. All right, so once, you know, they're getting those autoresponders, don't hard sell them. And I'm just recapping for you. Make sure that you have a link to whatever valuable product that you're offering to them. And then finally, make sure somewhere in the email it has a link for them to connect to you and potentially join your business or buy your products. Okay. One other tip that I'll give you that you might find beneficial is, you know, when you're building your online business, it's really important to be consistent. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to start providing value, don't just do it in one big burst and then they never hear from you again. It's important to constantly be putting content out there, even if you can only do it once a week. And hopefully you can do it a little more often than that. But if you can only put something out there once a week, that's better than, you know, hitting them in with a whole bunch of emails all at once and then not talking to them for months. You want to maintain contact with your list. Reach out to them, and don't be afraid to shoot a really small email out to them and just say, hey, are you getting my emails? Just a simple one-liner, and say, if you're getting these, just email me back. You want people to realize that you're a real person with those emails that you send out there. And as they do so, they'll start to connect with you, and they'll start to trust you with what you're sending. And now you've got somebody who's following you, and they may become one of your very best customers. And furthermore, they may pass on to others how great an experience that they're having with you. And now you're starting to snowball and build more and more business. So I know I've given you a lot today. I went sort of fast, so I am going to go ahead and end the Hangout. But as always, if there's anything that you need help with when it comes to having your online business, generating traffic, and being a success, shoot me a message down below if you don't want to email me, and I'll be happy to get back with you. And also, if you have any ideas on future topics that you'd like to have me cover, feel free to shoot me a message with that as well, and we'll try to get that on for one of our future calls. So make it a great day. Get tough.